What's going on, everyone? It's Lee here, the rental guy. Welcome to the end of the week vlog. How was the week? The week was great. Let me tell you about it. For those of you who don't know, I have a party rental business. This is the front of it, and I vlog about my party rental business. I started 5 years ago from the garage of my house, and day to day I grow the business and I share my growth with you. And I believe that we grow together. So this month we made $52,000. And I honestly didn't think we were gonna get there. Let me tell you how we got there. Last year, for May, we made 38K. And I was like, okay, we just have to get to 38K. And, you know, at certain times I was like, oh, it's not going fast enough. And then the money would jump. And, you know, things ended up working out. People who booked last year ended up booking again. We were getting new clients in. So, but there was two things that changed. And what changed is that we were able to fulfill last minute gigs that were pretty big, that we quoted high. So that's the change of something this year, and it jumped us up 2 gigs. So a week or two ago, we took a, what was it, like a $66,000, almost $7,000 tent order. It was last minute. It had tent stage, 40 by 40. And then just yesterday, there was another surprise one that we did for another 7K. So it jumped us up to $52,000 for this month, which puts us way over. So last month we're over. Our numbers are starting to look really good this year. And it seems because we're able to pull last minute orders. So I'm hoping that, you know, I'm going to bring more staff on so that I can catch these last minute things. Last year, you know, I was too busy to jump out and do a tent quote that might take a little bit longer because I was busy in the field. This time, you know, I put some time aside just to get it going, and 2 people, they paid their expensive deposits right away because I jumped right on it for them. One key feature that I've been doing to make sure and get these last minute tent orders from these people, it's too late for them to get line locates. And the weights, it's hard for us. We don't want to have to load up a whole bunch of weights to do a last minute tent install because weights are hard. They're too heavy for us to transport without pre-planning. Usually I drop weights off the day before, and then when everyone arrives on site, we put the weights next to the tent. Well, that just doesn't work. So what I've done is I've strategized with AI per the tent booking. So I'll go into my ChatGPT and I'll feed them all the details from the event, and I'll say, hey, can you make a liability waiver form? And that the owner of the property signs off saying that we are not responsible for anything struck underground. They say that there's nothing, and I make them sign the liability waiver. And I've scored 2 tent installs that way by, you know, just them not being able to get the line locate in time, us being able to fulfill it, and fulfilling the work. And simple as that. Before you get all crazy on me saying, Lee, don't do dangerous stuff like that, don't install because you can't trust owners. I realize this. And if it wasn't in open fields, I may have said no, but I am looking at this thing on Amazon where I can actually detect my own underground utilities and thinking about getting that. And, you know, that got me up to $52,000. Anyways, that last minute order came in, so we're just gonna get it ready. So the rest of the video kind of goes over that. Anyways, I show you this a lot, but I'm gonna show you it again. These green carts, this is what we do for our chairs for delivery so that they can roll into grass and so that customers can easily take them to where they need to set them up themselves. And then they get stacked back on the carts, ready for us to come pick up. So I bought this air pump. It's great for the wheels there. It goes with Milwaukee batteries. It's not Milwaukee brand. It's off-brand. It was like 50 bucks on Amazon. So this thing is pumping up tires till all the live long day. You can set it. I love this little air compressor. So mobile air compressor. If you don't have one, get one! Having tent boxes to organize me is key. So I'm putting some of the 20 by 20s away. They go up there on that pallet with the 20 by 20s. I've got 2 20 by 40s already in the van. I just need to pull one more 20 by 40. Everything's labeled, so I know exactly what I'm looking for. Put 2 20 by 20s away, grab one 20 by 40. tent install location. And, you know, we've got the trailer parked here so that we can just pull out poles as we drive so that we don't have to haul poles over long distances. So I brought out the skid steer because I need to try it out, see its limits, right? So I know that Chuck from Attachments and More made me the pole tent push tool. Even though I was doing Marquees, I wanted to see if it lifted it, and this is what I came up with. So I forgot to film this on site, but you know, I was always curious about the treads here, because when I was getting this versus the Tentox, you know, the question came up, are these treads gonna just tear up people's grass? And the answer is yes and no. If you do sharp turns, it tears them up, but if you take nice wide turns and you go nice and slow, the grass will be absolutely fine. So I was actually pretty impressed with these, and I don't think I'm gonna have to go with wheels. Not that I'm going to, because that would be too expensive for my blood. The controls on this bad boy are pretty easy. Like, this one forward controls that track, this one controls this track. So if you do one forward and one backwards, then it turns, and then if you reverse it the other way, then it goes that. The throttle here just makes it go faster, or the engine rev higher. The lights on, the horn on, the battery, and the choke, and the power outlet, which is going to run the winch when I have the winch installed for actual Marquee tent installs. So I've got the pole tent bit on the front here. I've got the bucket. I think the bucket could hold a bunch of stakes if we're going around and one person's walking, dropping stakes, while the other person's driving the bucket full of stakes. Make no mistake, it's for stakes. What's for supper?
Steaks.
Well, all in all, the weekend was great. It was nice to rely on people. Had 2 great staff members that worked out. Made a lot of money. And yeah, that's the vlog for the week. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. We'll see you on the next one. And as always, you stay classy.